Alright, so welcome back to part 2 of porn transitioning, guys. So again, just to clarify what porn transitioning is that basically you've been watching porn for you haven't been. It's very much the opposite. You've stopped watching porn, okay? You don't watch porn now. 2 months have gone by, 3 months have gone by, 4 months have gone by, 5 months have gone by. And again, I'm assuming that, well, I'm not assuming, you have to be. This is what I'm trying to say. When you've gone on a nofap journey, yeah, or the stop fornication journey, whatever, or porn, or porn addiction journey, whatever you want to describe it, where you're not watching porn, you're not masturbating, and this is what's important, and basically you haven't been seeking relationships, okay? Because I think personally, you're not gonna sustain that kind of that continuity, that that drive. You're not going to sustain it if there's a woman there. Basically, it's as simple as that. I mean, don't get me wrong, some people again are in couples and all that kind of stuff. I'm not aiming these videos towards them. I said even in my, I think it was nofap videos, that I can't speak for couples. I can't speak for them, because I do know I was in a relationship with a woman, and she would stress me out at certain times, and then she'd use sex as a emotional blackmail with sex or whatever if I didn't do what she told me to do. And sometimes it was really stupid things, like if I chose to go out on a Friday night, then when I with a male friend, to have a beer, then I wouldn't have sex or whatever. It was silly things why she'd keep sex away from me. And I've even spoken to women recently that again, I don't want to be too shaming here, but I've spoken to some really low intelligent women basically, and that believe that they can use sex as some sort of like emotional kind of blackmail with sex kind of thing, and it's wrong. But when I was in a relationship with a woman, there was times where she threw that kind of trump card at me and said, listen, the sex stops unless you do what I say. And that led me at the time to watch porn. I would sneak off and then watch porn and this and that, and even then she caught me a few times and she was upset. Oh, but you how come you watching porn, how come you blah blah blah, and she wanted it both ways and all of that. But to be honest with you, I'm not into the whole couple thing. This video isn't about all of that. This video is about single men. Right, getting back to it. Right, you're a single dude, you've stopped watching porn, you stayed away from women. So porn transitioning, how long do I stay away from women? Think of it almost like rehab. Look, how long do I have to stay in the rehab center until I can get back out there and interact with the world? How long is it? Okay. I said in my fornication, MGTOW and something else video, porn addiction, fornication and MGTOW video, that it was 3 months. 3 months is way too soon. Okay. If you get out there after 3 months of the MGTOW, of the nofap, sorry guys, I'm losing it here. If you get out there after 3 months of the nofap and start interacting with women, they're just gonna mind tuck you, basically. They're gonna mind tuck you, okay? Unless you're really lucky, unless by some miracle you happen to find a woman that because let's face it, over the last say 3 or 4 months I've been on this app, this dating app, women have come through, and it hasn't always been about sex, guys. Don't think that, oh, I'm desperately looking for sex and things like that. That has not been the case. It hasn't. It's just been normal conversation, and it's just been, hi, let's meet up for a date. But women still somehow find some sort of way of trying to head huck me, piss test me, see what I'm trying to say, just to try to stress me out, just due to the female nature, okay? There's maybe 1 or 2 out of the maybe 10 of them or 15 that I've talked to, which was kind of just straightforward, said that this is how it is, blah blah blah. We didn't come to agreement because maybe they might have had children and I didn't think I was ready to be a father to their kids, or maybe they were too busy, or maybe they lived too far away, blah blah blah. But the rest of the 8 out of 10 was all into these mind games and things like that. So getting back to the whole thing, when is the right time? 3 months is not the right time, guys. 3 months isn't the right time, 4 months isn't the right time, 5 months isn't the right time, 6 months is not the right time. I suggest really, if people are on this no fap, no fornication, no porn, whatever it is, and they are avoiding women, then the best thing for them to do really is to go about a year. Don't step outside the rehab center until a full year has gone by. Because if you step outside of that rehab center and you're thrust back into that same community where people are offering you whatever drug, well, we know what drug it is, that drug is sex. Whether it be porn or whatever, you're thrust back into that community where women are basically piss testing you just for the fun of it. And you know, I was oh my gosh, I had some woman the other day, guys. Not only was she piss testing me, but she was actually calling down my phone as well. So when she would suddenly cause drama, and at first I didn't realize at first, because she seemed quite innocent. What it was is that I met her on the site and I was texting her at first, and it's all sweet and gravy at first, and there was maybe one alarm bell that went off during the text, but then, you know, I then got her phone number and I started ringing her, and I was asking her a few questions. And in the very beginning, I actually laid down what I was looking for, what I wanted. Sometimes she said to me, oh, well, I don't agree with those things. Well, I said, well, if you don't agree with it, then that's cool. You know, I'm not that guy for you and this and that. But I laid down a lot of things. I said to her, you know, I'm not gonna. And one thing she said to me in the beginning is that she was, you know, we talked about children. She was saying, oh, I want to have a child with a man. But I tell you now, when that guy cheats on me, I'm gone. So I said to her, well, why? I don't understand. Why are you saying when he cheats on you? What kind of thing? And that was a red flag then. What do you mean, like, when he cheats on you? Shouldn't it be if he cheats on you? Or she goes, well, you know, all men cheat. I said, well, not really. All men don't cheat. You know, if you're saying if he cheats on you or when he cheats on you, then I'm asking you why. She goes, well, maybe I need to spell it out for you. Maybe I need to simplify because you don't understand. I said, well, I don't understand. Simplify it to me. You know, there was this movie called Philadelphia with Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington, and one of my best movies I watched, and only because of one simple scene in the movie where he says to Tom Hanks in the beginning, I don't understand what you're saying, so I'll tell you what, explain it to me like I'm like 4 years old. I'm a child now. I'm a child. Explain it to me. Dumb it down to me. And Tom Hanks dumbed it down. So I said to her, look, dumb it down to me. I've taken that. I've used that. You know, us as men, as good men, just like with my videos, take what you believe you can use. My videos, when I'm talking, I'm explaining things. If you find a concept good, take it and use it for your own. That stayed with me for the rest of my life now. What I learned from Philadelphia, getting back, dumb it down to me, girl. Explain it to me. So she says to me, well, you know, if I'm in a relationship with a man and I suddenly, I suddenly decide I don't want to give him sex, then, you know, I'm not standing for it if he cheats on me. I said, but what I don't understand though is that why would you suddenly stop giving a man sex? I said, that's almost like ending the relationship. She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, to be honest with you, that's almost like me being in a relationship with you and I refuse to hold your hand, I refuse to cuddle you or kiss you. You know, if you look up, that's actually emotional blackmail. Believe it or not, and check it out for yourself, guys. It's a form of domestic violence. I think it's called silent abuse. If I'm in a relationship with a woman, I'm totally ignoring her. It's called silent abuse. Check it out for yourself. So I said to her, but that's almost like us not being in a relationship. She goes, oh, huh, like that. I said, she goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you know, it's like if I refuse to show you affection. She goes, oh, okay, I understand what you mean. I said, yeah, so obviously a man's going to cheat on you. And she didn't like it. So it was red flags from the very beginning. But to cut a long story short, then she arranged to meet me that weekend, and then 2 days prior to that, I'm sending her a text message, and she's saying to me, oh, my ex, oh, no. So sorry, guys, let me go back a bit. So the very first time I spoke to her, which is after, you know, sending her a couple of text messages, I spoke to her. She did mention her ex, but she goes, I don't want to go into all of that. I said, well, you're over him, you're on the rebound. Of course not, I ain't on the rebound. I said, okay, right, fair enough. So also I was having that conversation about about her being cheated on and all that kind of stuff. She wouldn't stand for it and things like that. And that even if she had a child with someone, she would dump them and leave them if they cheated on her. We then arranged, after a couple of texts, to go out on the Friday. The first piss test is her standing me up. I send her a text message. She suddenly turns around and says to me, right, I've had issues here. I feel down. I say, what do you feel down about? I can't tell you. And that was another red flag. I can't tell you. She kept on saying to me, I can't tell you, I can't tell you. Red flags. What is it you can't tell me? Well, I can't tell you that. I said, well, it feels like to me like it's your ex that you said it was out of the picture. So I'm not going to go into the whole story, guys. All I will say to you is this, that she was piss testing me and head tucking me, and it was never about, I wasn't trying to have sex with her. Believe it or not, I wasn't. And I think this is what's so amazing, is that I wasn't trying to have sex with the girl. I was just trying to go out on a date and have a cup of tea. I was just trying to have a good time with her. But even then, she was head messing me, head tucking me, you know. So 3 months isn't going to be long enough, guys. You're going to need longer than that. You're going to need longer than 4 months. You're going to need longer than 5 months. You're going to need at least a year, you know. If you want to be a real soldier, okay, then although, you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite here, because the reality of it is I never stayed away from women for a year, so it makes me sound like so much of a hypocrite. Like, look, how can you tell us this if you've already admitted that 3 months into it you had sex with a female? Otherwise you would have failed. And I hold my hands up, I would have failed otherwise. I would have failed. You know, if you go back to some of my videos, I think my MGTOW, fornication and porn, I admit it, I would have failed. You know, I wouldn't have made it. I talk about a little bit in my NoFap videos as well. I think NoFap 2, where I say that, you know, during the first couple of months of NoFap, I went out there to meet a girl and she head tucked me, and it put me into, I was then watching this cam kind of sex thing, and I was getting blue balls, and I felt like, you know, I felt that if I hadn't met a woman very soon, I would have failed. So it's become a whole so listen, hold up, guys, hold up. So what I'm saying to you is that, me personally, I think really that you should wait about a year before you jump back out into the dating game, before you leave that rehab center. Okay, then when someone offers you the drugs, the minute you go outside the rehab center and you're back in your own community, you can confidently tell them, no, it's okay. No, don't be silly. What? Come on, man, have a drug. Don't be boring. Come on. No, I'm cool. I don't need it. Yeah, but man, you were always on it. You're the one that used to tell me to have it, man. I know you're telling me you don't want it. No, I'm cool, guys. I'm alright. I'm cool. Guys, seriously. I'm cool, yeah? I'm cool. And, you know, you've got to be, after about a year, you'll be able to stand firm, okay? That urge will always be there. You'll always have people coming up to you and trying to offer you that same drug again. But I'm saying after a year, you'll be able to deal with it. After a year, you'll be able to pursue relationships with women, and if you are like the rest of us 9 out of 10 guys that are being screwed around and played around and head tucked, you'll be able to shrug it off and not go back to watching porn, okay? Yeah, because there's nothing worse than continuously going around in that circle, which I've seen certain YouTubers do. And I'll be honest again, guys, I'm being honest with you, I'm not putting you down, because it took me literally from 19 to 38 years old, 19 to 38, so do the maths on that. It took me about 21 years. What is it, 20 years, 21 years? It took me 20 years, guys. Okay, took me 20 years to come off of porn. So I'm not here to judge you, but I'm seeing people going around in circles or this or that. Like Dr. Phil says, well, how is that working for you? If you're going around in the same circle over and over again, and you're not learning anything from it, then Dr. Phil is saying, well, how's that working for you? I don't know. I keep staying away from sex, and then I and then I go to these strip bars, and then I come home, and then I will then call a prostitute, and then I'll beat myself up, and then I'll stay away from sex, and then I'll go to these strip bars, and then I'll come home, and then I'll call. Well, how is that working for you? That's what Dr. Phil was saying. Well, how, if you're in a circle where if you're in this deadly ritual where you're doing the same thing over and over again, then you need to come outside of that circle. You need to come out of it. You need to figure out where in the circle is it going wrong, or just come out of it altogether and try something else. Don't be afraid, guys, to try something else. But I hope that clarifies the whole porn transitioning thing. Wait a whole year if you can. Although I'm being a hypocrite, because let's face it, it was 3 months for me. But I would say wait a whole year if you can, and then get back out there and look for women. You know, I think with me, I was lucky enough to have had someone that was kind of like friends with benefits. So when I felt, when I felt I was about to fail, which I was fortunate enough to have had sex with that person that kept me back on the same path. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you around for another video at some time. Peace.